Welcome to another week's edition of Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio right here on AM 920 The Answer. In this first segment, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what it would be like to sell a home as a home seller in Metro Atlanta. In our Something You Should Know About Atlanta segment, we're going to cover the Stadium Showdown. The question on everybody's mind, should I buy now or wait? We'll break it all down. Again, my name is Cleve Gaddis. I'm a real estate agent, broker, and a team leader here. Been doing business in Metro Atlanta for 25 years. My family has been in real estate in Metro Atlanta for 38 years. We live, breathe, and sleep and eat real estate. And our goal here is to help listeners go from real estate novices to experts so home selling and buying can really be done with total confidence and without all the worry that is so typical with life's biggest investments. And if you have a question or a comment, or you want to push back or share ideas or ask us to do some research on your neighborhood and feature it in our neighborhood spotlight, or if you want to subscribe to our podcast or our YouTube channel, it's easy. Go to gogaddisradio.com, GOGADDIS radio.com. I have many people on a weekly basis say to me, I need to sell my house, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to wait for the market to improve. And you can certainly do that. There is nothing wrong with that, meaning you could wait a year or two and sell it for more money and maybe the market gets easier or something like that. But my concern always when I hear somebody say, I want to sell my home, but I'm not going to sell my home, is that they're sort of stuck. They're chained to their or paralyzed by their existing home. They cannot move on with life without selling their home. And that really, that makes me sad to think about. And so when people say, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and jump into the market because you're telling me, Cleve, that there is a good chance I can sell my home and that it will work out okay. A lot of times people ask me, well, okay, great. What are the things we need to do in order to make sure that we're making all of the right decisions when it comes to selling our home? And I give the same answer, and the answer is always the same. You must make sure you have 100% awareness, understanding of all of the comparable listings, meaning the listings that a buyer who would consider your home might consider another home, and one who would consider your home would consider. So, for example, if you're in a elementary school district and it's the greatest thing in the world, then you need to know what are the competitive listings in that school district in the same price range with the same features. And you need to be very familiar with what is currently available for sale and also what has sold. And here's the interesting thing. I tell people all the time, if you can rank it, you can bank it. Now, what does that mean? It's very simple. If you can rank your home among the competition, so if you have 5 competitive listings, if you know that your home is number 1, or you know that your home is number 3, or you know that your home is number 5, and you say, well, how would I know that? Well, if you go look at them, or you get an agent to pull up photos of all the homes that have sold, if the listings are active, I would suggest you actually go and take a look at those homes. If you look at them, you can very easily compare, is this home better than mine or worse than mine? Is this next one better or worse? Next one better or worse? Next one better or worse? And then just put your home in the mix in the order that you think it is. And if you want to know, I put properties in 3 different categories. Number 1 would be an A, and that's a home that looks like 2025. If you know anything about decorating, you can close your eyes and you can picture what a home looks like that would be made in 2025 or renovated in 2025. I would say, does it have light countertops or dark countertops? Does it have light cabinets, white cabinets, or dark cabinets? Does it have lighter flooring or does it have dark flooring? What color are the tiles in the bathrooms? Are they dark colors or are they light colors? In most cases, even people who don't really have a lot of knowledge about decorating could recognize what something that looks like 2025 looks like. That would be an A. A B would be something that looks like 2010. Dark countertops, dark cabinets, dark floors. A lot of the things that were so typical in 2010. A lot of earth tones on the walls, or I should say not earth tones, but they have earth tone colors. They're more beiges, more browns, more things on the wall. Brownish, not brown paint, but a not white, but a slightly beige or tan. And for many, many years, it's been more of a grayish. Today, it's more going to very slightly off-white walls. And then a C would be a property that looks like it was last renovated in 1987. You'll recognize it because it'll have the vines growing up the wallpaper in the kitchen, the vines with the flowers. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen those for sure, I can almost guarantee you. And if you as a seller, and I'm not saying that just because you know that you'll be able to sell your house for a lot of money. I'm saying just because you know where your home fits in among the competition, you will now be qualified to make all of the right decisions when it comes to selling your home. Make the right decisions on what you need to do to get it ready. Make the right decisions on how you need to price it. Make the right decisions on how many showings you should have every single week. And if you can't get that number of showings, you might have to make a condition adjustment or a price adjustment or something like that. So just be aware of what's going on. If you can rank it, you'll be able to bank it. If you can rank your home, you'll be able to bank the money when you sell your home. If you have no awareness of where your home fits in compared to the competition, the recent sales, the current pendings, the current active listings, you probably will wind up being very surprised when it comes to what happens. People ask all the time, well, okay, you're the real estate agent. You need to figure out how to get me a buyer. And the truth is, a real estate agent cannot invent a buyer. And what by that I mean, a real estate agent cannot create a buyer who is looking for what you have to offer. That buyer has to be created naturally on his or her own. It is an agent's job to generate traffic. And if you said to me, well, how many pieces of traffic do you need to be generating? You need to be getting, in today's market, 2 to 3, hopefully 4 showings per week. When you get to 12 or 15 showings and you do not have an offer, it means the market is not accepting what you're offering at the price you're offering at. And I'm not saying you need to reduce the price, but I'm saying you at least need to consider doing that, because the market is saying, hey, we reject what you're offering at the price that you are offering it at. So I think if you're going to sell a property, having awareness is very, very important. Being honest with yourself about the condition of the home, where it fits into the mix. If you can do that, you can make way, way, way better decisions. Let's switch gears and go into our Here's Something You Should Know About Metro Atlanta segment. Believe it or not, we got the Stadium Showdown. Let's talk about that. Where is the best stadium in the United States? Where is it? Touchdown thrills and chart-topping concerts need a good stadium to shine for sure. The venue can make or break an experience. Live entertainment is at the heart of the American culture, with friends and families bonding over seeing their favorite artist or team in person. Not all venues are created equal, though, so we wanted to find out where the best in the U.S. for large-scale events, and this is from TicketSource, who collected data on some of the most important aspects of a good venue to find out. The number of music performances and sports events, the seating capacity, the distance to the closest rail stations. Is there a shuttle service available? Google reviews. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium is the best large venue for live sports and music events, beating even Madison Square Garden and Yankee Stadium. They say fans love Lambeau Field. It's got the highest average review score of any stadium in America, which makes sense. On average, U.S. stadiums beat UK venues on the number of events, review score, and accessibility. But it's official. Mercedes-Benz in Georgia is the best venue in the U.S. with an almost perfect score of 9.24. In just 5 years, it has hosted 117 music performances, 269 sporting events, an average of one event every 5 days. From Beyonce's Cowboy Carter and Renaissance Tour to the Super Bowl, some lucky fans have seen it all there, and with a 4.7 rating out of 5, they clearly loved it in terms of their satisfaction. So who would have known the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I almost called it the Georgia Dome, dating myself just a little bit, is number 1 in the country. Should you buy now or should you wait? It's kind of like dating, right? You know, is the timing ever really perfect? Guy in Norcross wants to know, is it better to buy now with lower rates or wait and hope for prices to come down? And the answer is you're, in my opinion, better off to buy now. And I don't think we're going to see significant appreciation in pricing, but I think we'll continue to see 1 or 2 or 3% price appreciation. So a $500,000 house, even if it only appreciated 1% a year, will be a $525,000 house. That wipes out $25,000 in savings that you would have on your mortgage. And so I listened to my friend Glenda Baker say that she thinks, buying the home and dating the rate doesn't make good sense because you might not be able to get the rate to go down. And that's true. But I think buying now and locking in at today's price and then seeing if you have the ability to refinance is a much wiser decision than waiting and hoping for prices to come down. Because, Guy, my thought is no matter how long you wait, prices are not going to come down significantly in Metro Atlanta. This first segment of the show is brought to you by the law firm of O'Kelly and Sorahan. They're a full-service law firm with 30 offices throughout Metro Atlanta. They can be reached by calling 770-497-1880. 770-497-1880. If you're thinking of selling your home anytime in the next 12 months, I want to make sure you get the upside. I want to make sure you get what's best for you and your family. And the only way for you to know what is best for your family is to know all the options that you have available. So regardless of whether or not you're already talking to an agent or you have someone special that you plan to use, go to GoGaddisRadio.com, click on the upside, put in a little information, and I will analyze 4 different options for selling your home. All cash, guaranteed sale in 21 days or less, or more if you want. As is, where is, make no repairs, put it in the MLS. Make some repairs and improvements, put it in the MLS. We call it a rehab and refresh program. We've got up to a $15,000 budget that we can fund for you, and you get to keep all of the upside. And then buying your new home before you sell your existing home, we have you covered on all of those fronts. Go to GoGaddisRadio.com. Click on the upside, put in a little information. You'll be on and off the site in 60 seconds. We'll follow up with you, and I'll either meet with you over the phone, over Zoom, or in person. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, segments 2 and 3 are all listener questions about the Georgia real estate purchase and sale agreement. Some of you are going to like it. Some of you might not, because you might learn things that you probably should have known before. Stick with us. We've got those subjects and more. We'll be back.